Namaskar, myself Pratik. In this session we are going to discuss concept of old and new keywords of trigger. Let us start this session. Trigger has a capability to access both old as well as new values of a column. Let us consider this scenario. Here we have an employee table with columns e-number, e-name and salary. On this employee table, we are issuing an update statement, and the update statement is update employee set salary is equal to salary plus 40,000 where e-number equal to 1. It means we are changing the salary of e-number 1 by adding 40,000 to existing salary. You can see that after performing this update operation, the salary of e-number 1 is changed to 90,000. The table on the left side indicates the previous value of employee table before performing this update operation, while the table on the right side indicates the value of employee table after performing this update operation. To access the old and new values of a column, we can write a trigger over this update statement. And this trigger for update statement can access old value of the column by using syntax :old dot column name. And to access new value of the column, we can use the syntax :new dot column name. As shown in this, in trigger body, we can use keyword :old dot salary to access the old value for a particular row. And same way we can use :new dot salary to access the new values of the salary column. It means to access the previous salary of employee before performing this update operation, we can use keyword :old dot salary. Here salary is the name of column and this will return a value of 50,000. And in the trigger body, if we use :new dot salary, it will refer to the 90,000, which is the salary of employee after performing this update operation. Now let us consider this scenario. Here we are inserting a new record in employee table for e-number 4. This has been depicted in this picture. Table on the left side indicates the records of the table before performing this insert operation, while table on the right side indicates the record of the table after performing this insert operation. Let's suppose if we write a trigger over this insert statement and try to access the value of :old dot salary and :new dot salary, then what values it will return? You can pause the video at this point and give a thought to this question. The question is, if I write a trigger over this insert statement and try to access :old dot salary and :new dot salary, then what will be the value returned by these keywords? I hope that you have identified the values. If we write a trigger for this insert statement, then we can access the new values of the column by using keyword :new dot column name, while :old dot column name will return a null value. For example, if we try to access :old dot salary, then it will be null because there is no record for e-number 4 before performing this insert operation. So :old dot salary will return a null value. So if we consider this insert operation, there is no old value of e-number 4. So :old dot salary will return a null value, while this 70,000 value will be returned if we use the keyword :new dot salary. So we can conclude that in case of trigger over insert statement, it can only access the new values of a column by using keyword "new dot column name." In this case, "new dot salary" will return 70,000. Since there is no previous value of E number 4, so "old dot column name" or "old dot salary" will return a null value. So we can conclude that a trigger over insert statement can access only new values of the column by referring "new dot column name", while the old values of the column will be null. Now let us consider this final case of delete statement. Here we have an employee table with rows 1, 2 and 3, and we are issuing a delete statement to delete a record of E number 3 from this table. You can see that after performing this delete operation, the record of E number 3 will be removed from the database. The table on the left side indicates the content of employee table before issuing this delete statement, and table on the right side indicates the content of employee table after issuing this delete statement. Now again, give a thought over this question, that if I write a trigger over this delete statement, then what values I can access by using keyword "old dot column name", and what values I can access by using keyword "new dot column name". In this case, the statement is delete from employee where E number is equal to 3. You can pause the video at this point and try to find out the answer. I hope that you got your result. If we use the trigger for delete statement, then we can access old values of the column by using "old dot column name", while new values of the column will be null. For example, if we issue this delete statement for E number 3, then "old dot salary" will refer to 80,000. Since there will be no record of E number 3 after performing this delete operation, so "new dot salary" will be null. So we can conclude that a trigger of update statement can access both old as well as new values of the column by using keyword "old dot column name" and by using keyword "new dot column name", while a trigger for insert statement can only access new values by using the keyword "new dot column name", while "old dot column name" will return null values. And in case of trigger on delete statement, it can only access the old values of the column by using keyword "old dot column name", while "new dot column name" return null values. So update trigger can access both old and new, while trigger on insert can access only new values. Old values will be null. Trigger on delete can access only old values and the new values will be null. As discussed in the syntax of trigger, we can give our own names to keywords old and new by using the statement referencing old as old, new as new. Here old written in lowercase and new written in lowercase refers to user defined names for old and new keyword. By using referencing, we can specify our own correlation names for the default correlation names old and new. If the trigger is associated with the table named old or new, then this clause can be used to specify different names to avoid confusion between the table name and the correlation name. So you can understand that when the trigger is associated with the table name old or new, then it becomes a necessity to give our own names to these default correlation names old and new. And in order to give our own names to default correlation name old and new, we have to use this optional referencing part of the trigger. For example, here we are referencing old as previous and new as latest. After referencing old by previous and new by latest, we have to use colon previous dot column name to access old values, and we have to use colon latest dot column name to access new values of the corresponding rows. This is all about this session. To read more about this, you can refer my book Simplified Approach to DBMS, which is available on Amazon platform. I request you to subscribe this YouTube channel to receive latest video tutorials on topics like data mining, machine learning, DBMS, big data, NoSQL, and many more. To learn SQL in a simplified way, you can join this free online course on SQL, which is available at Udemy platform. I have also authored books on data mining and data warehousing, NoSQL, beginning with SQL, and PLSQL for beginners. All these books are available on Amazon platform. To read more about this, you can refer my website prateekbhatia.com. Thanks for watching this video.